Hey y'all, we're out here at ACL where Gus Dapperton just finished an awesome set on the T-Mobile stage. Thank you so much for joining us.
Of course, thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, so how did it feel to play at ACL today?
I mean, it's definitely been a dream of mine to play this festival. It's a lot of my friends have been playing it for the last couple years, and it was great. It's super organized, it seems so far, and I think that's like one thing I look for with festivals is if the stages are like produced in a nice way, it's easier for us to set up. So it went really smoothly, and I had a blast. So, yeah.
That's awesome to hear. Great. And your latest album, Henge, just debuted. So I just wanted to ask a little bit about what this album means to you.
Yeah, this album. I think most of my albums I write, you know, as a therapeutic thing for myself, and in hopes that other people who can relate to it feel the same way when they listen to it. So this one in particular, Henge, is a lot about the internal battle between like seeking out change and chaos and constant freedom and whatnot, and then the other side being like seeking out routine and monotony and safety. And I think like after COVID, that was one thing I was sort of struggling with, was wanting to like integrate back into society, but also knowing that it's like sort of dangerous at the moment. So a lot of it's sort of a metaphor for those ideas, I guess. And it definitely helped me, like making that album helps me sort of reintegrate myself and come to better terms with it. As if it's like journaling or something and writing about how I feel. It's just kind of making it more into music, you know.
So it's kind of like a shift for you.
Yeah, totally.
Oh, wonderful. So not only are you a critically acclaimed artist, you're also a model, and it's obvious to fans that fashion is very important to you. So how would you describe your style?
I always had like a bit of a sense of fashion growing up, and a lot of it always like revolved around skateboarding culture and whatnot, and me and my friends were very into skating growing up, and so it was a mix of those kind of clothes, and then just a lot of bands I was always inspired by, like the Smiths, David Bowie, Michael Jackson, the Beatles. So a lot of those artists, like their style inspired me, and same with like skateboarding and whatnot. So it's all a mesh of all those things. I think like there's a particular like way I like clothes to fit on me and whatnot, and it's hard to pinpoint the exact style, but it definitely like moves around the decades. Like from every couple years, like I'll be more inspired by like 90s style aesthetic, like 90s sort of like punk grunge aesthetic, and then sometimes more of like 80s, sometimes more 70s. So yeah.
Very cool. Well, you mentioned the Beatles, so I just have to tell you I'm a huge Beatles fan.
Oh, hell yeah.
My dog's name is Sgt. Pepper.
Oh, sick. That's cute. That's a cute dog name, actually.
Yeah, it is. So we also have to talk about your music videos a little bit. So they're honestly some of my favorites. They feel very like cinematic.
Yes, yeah.
And they just like match the song so well. Very creative. I especially love the Horizons music video. So can you just tell us a little bit more about that one and what you were trying to achieve with it?
Yeah, totally. In general, yeah, I mean, I'm a huge fan of film, and always thought that if I was going to make a music video that I would also give it as, you know, much attention as the music, so I really care about them. The Horizons music video, I wanted like this album to kind of be representative of this weird like underworld that I was sort of catapulted into and then constantly trying to escape. So there's sort of these like evil beings sort of after me, trying to like keep me in the world. There's a lot of dancing involved and lots of extreme out costumes and whatnot, so I had a lot of fun making that one.
Yeah, and speaking of dancing, there's always a lot of dancing in your videos, and on stage you danced a little bit too. I loved your little routine.
Yeah.
That was very cute. So have you always been a dancer?
I haven't. The first time I ever really started dancing was like the first music video I ever was in. They asked me to dance one time, and I just did my own dance, and then I noticed that a lot of people liked that, and it's also something I love seeing in music videos. just the way different artists like move and how it like adds to their character. So I started doing it more and more, and most of my dancing just comes from like going to the club or going to like a rave or something and just kind of learning moves over time. And then with the newest videos like that one, I'd work with like a choreographer to come up with all the unique things. So yeah.
That's wonderful.
Yeah.
So you're still very young, and you broke into the music scene at a super young age when some of your band members were still in high school, right?
Yeah.
So what advice would you have for other young people out there who are just really trying to achieve their dreams like you have?
I think when it comes to, I mean, holistically as a whole, I always just say be yourself and don't be afraid to express yourself. And I know sometimes it's nerve-wracking and inconvenient at times, but you know, I've always just felt a lot better once I started expressing myself. And I know it's harder for other people than others, but that firstly. And then I think with music, a lot of people who just are starting and see like their peers around them gaining followers, fans, streams, views, listen. They're always wondering like how to get more streams, how to get on a playlist, whatever. Like, cannot focus on that at all. You have to focus on creating a local community of people, going out. Like I used to play as many shows as I could possibly play at bars, cafes, wherever. I would do like open mics and stuff, and I think like if you're not doing that, that's kind of the first step. And then just honestly, I know it's good to be very precious with your work, but just release. I think it's important to like not be as precious. You got to compromise a little bit with just releasing demos, ideas, projects, just getting your name out there. So yeah, I think that's my advice.
I think that's great advice, you know, kind of chasing the passion rather than the fame.
Totally. Yeah.
Awesome. And it doesn't stop here at ACL for you as you're currently on tour.
Yeah.
So what are you looking forward to for the tour?
I mean, we've been having a blast. I have such a great crew, so we've had a lot of good shows so far. So I just hope that we continue to have great shows. We have St. Louis and Denver next, and then we come back to ACL again, and then we go make our way over to the East Coast. So yeah, I'm just excited to be playing for everyone at the moment. It's been a while, so yeah.
Anything else that fans can look forward to from you?
Yeah, I mean, hopefully some new music next year at some point, for sure. I'm always writing and making new music, so yeah.
Wonderful. Well, thank you so much for joining us, and good luck on your tour.
Thank you very much. Thanks for having me.